I want to die. Or at least that's the thought I had as I was looking up this crazy behemoth of a hill on my third ever run. It was Everest, it was my Kilimanjaro. There was no way I was gonna surmount up this crazy, crazy hill. I would need like an entire team to carry me up there. And there was no team, it was just me. Every single part of my body was reminding me, telling me, look, Zach, you gotta stop. You need to stop. And this was all because 3 days earlier, I had begun my 30-day running challenge. So during lockdown in the beginning of 2020, I wasn't going to the gym anymore. All the gyms were closed. I couldn't go to yoga classes anymore. All the yoga studios were closed. I wasn't even walking to and from class anymore because I was at home in the world of Zoom. The suburbs and medical school via Zoom were my life. All of my exercising outlets were just gone. And of course the excuses were there. You know, I'm in medical school, one of the hardest studying things ever, right? It's COVID. It makes sense that you can't go out and exercise and stuff like that. You should stay together with family. Slowly, as I spent more time just inside at home, just staring at Zoom, I noticed that my body and mind were just going downhill. And I also noticed that I was studying less, and this made no sense to me. Why was I studying less, even though I had more time in the day? What was going on here? Was my physical fitness and my mental fitness somehow connected? A critical moment for me is I was going on a walk with my parents because that's all we could do when we were inside during COVID. And I noticed that about 20 minutes into the walk, you know, I was kind of out of breath. It was a long walk up and down hills. And my parents were ahead of me, breathing fine, talking fine. I was like, wait, this can't fly. I needed to break the pattern. I couldn't be more out of shape than my parents who were in their 60s and I'm in my 20s. So I decided to do something kind of a little bit crazy. I decided to try running for the first time ever. And of course I've run in school and run in the playground and all those kind of things, but I never formally ran. I never put my headphones in and said, listen, Zach, you're gonna go run 5 miles here. I was like, who would do that? That sounds so boring. But I knew I needed to do something drastic. I knew I needed a change. So for 30 days, I would run no matter what, even if it sucked. I'm back. Oh my God, halfway through there, I thought I was gonna fucking die. So I didn't throw up, but I came really close to it. Day one sucked. I found an old pair of running shoes, some shorts, a shirt, and I downloaded the first application I saw on the App Store about running, and it was the Nike running app. And I opened it up and I saw this amazing thing that said, first run ever. And I was like, okay, this is my first run. Let's try it out. And I remember as I was running along, some really nice guy in my ears was saying, you know what? You hit start. Fantastic job. You are a winner for just hitting start. You are a winner for just moving. And I thought, you know what? I like this guy. This running isn't so bad. But that was 30 seconds into the first run ever. The next 30 seconds, I realized that I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to run, and my body just doesn't know what to do. What the guy in my ear didn't tell me was how much it would suck after the first minute. It sucked. I was in awful shape. I mean, I was probably in the worst cardiovascular fitness of my life. In high school, I played tennis and I swam. In college, I played soccer, but now I wasn't doing it. During this first ever run, I realized I might not even make it 5 minutes. There was something wrong with my lungs. I couldn't get enough oxygen and my legs just wouldn't keep stepping one in front of the other. And I was like, listen guys, this is what, you know, hundreds of thousands of years of evolution told you to do, figure it out. But they wouldn't figure it out. And so 5 minutes into my first run ever, I stopped. I didn't even complete half a mile. Disheartened, but you know, committed. I said I'm gonna do this, so I'm gonna do it. I put my shoes on again for day number 2. And you know, I got about 10 minutes into that before I quit again. Day number 3, you know, I put on my shoes, I put on my shirt that was getting pretty smelly at one point, and I made it past minute 15. But at minute 15, I saw the hill. And I thought, why was I doing this? Why don't I just quit again? You know, I made it 5 minutes farther than I did the day before. That's progress. But I remember thinking, why did I do this? You know, I want to be more healthy. I want to do something. I want to accomplish something. I want to finish this for me. I wanted to hear Coach Bennett, the guy in my ear, congratulate me for finishing a run. So I looked up at that hill and I did it. And I want to say some magical power forced me up the hill, but no, it really just sucked. Every second of it sucked, but I just kept pushing through. Coach Bennett helped me a little bit in my ear, but really it was me saying, you know, Zach, you just go up the hill. It's just a hill. What's so hard about it? And I did it. I got to the top of the hill. And I was hoping for some breakthrough moment, but no breakthrough moment came. The days kept on sucking and sucking and sucking and sucking. This running wasn't becoming fun like everyone told it would be. So that was rough. I was on the elevator, I was trying to take an iPhone video and I couldn't do it because I just couldn't speak. That was one of the hardest hardest runs I've ever done. But I noticed small things like my cardiovascular fitness was improving. I could walk up the stairs without getting out of breath at the top of them, which before happened. I could go for walks with my parents and I wouldn't be out of breath at all. I would play the occasional soccer game or kick around with my little cousins or brothers or whatever, and I was fine. And at around day 20, something happened. I was running around the edge of Philadelphia along this river near Philadelphia called the Delaware River, and I was about 20 minutes into a tough run, and Coach Bennett in my ear suddenly said, "You know what, Zach?" He didn't say Zach, but he said, "You know what? You're gonna run your mile pace right now. You're gonna run your mile pace." And I was like, no, I'm gassed. But whatever Coach Bennett says, I do. So he said, run your mile pace. And I did, and it really, really sucked for 20 seconds. But 20 seconds into going to this mile pace, I felt this weird kind of warm feeling at the center of my chest. And I was like, oh God, am I gonna finally throw up? Am I gonna decorate the streets of Philadelphia? But then, before I knew it, the feeling spread to my legs and to my arms, and I was smiling without realizing it, and it felt like a really just good, happy feeling. Every part of my body was buzzing, and this was the runner's high. For the first time ever since I started running, I was having fun running. I sprinted down the side of Philadelphia, and I was like, this is cool. I'm having fun on a run. And I was running at a pace that I didn't think was possible, with a feeling that I didn't think was possible, and a new appreciation of what this thing can do. So I started to run a little bit faster, and I don't know if this is the runner's high, but I just started to feel like really happy, and like I was smiling when like no one was there. I probably looked like a psycho, but I felt so good. And I ended that run thinking, you know, if this is what happens after 20 days of trying this out, I can't stop now. I can't stop at 30 days. I have to see what happens here. I bought new shoes, I bought new shirts, I bought new shorts, I tried fartleks, I tried speed runs, I tried long runs, I tried mystery runs, I tried up and down runs, I tried exercise runs where you did jumping jacks and push-ups in the middle of runs. I tried everything. The runner's high kept coming, but more importantly, I was seeing the joy, the power, the amazingness of running. And not because running intrinsically is amazingly cool, it's because it showed me, you know, listen, Zach, if you put your mind to something, if you actually try to do something and you stick to it, you're disciplined, you can do some pretty cool things. Day 30 hit me, and I was definitely not gonna stop. There was no way. I was a runner. After day 30, I found myself just on the occasional morning waking up, lacing up my new fancy Brooks shoes, and just stepping out the door. And really, that was the hardest thing, stepping out the door. I would be running along my favorite path along the Delaware River where I got that first ever running high, or running across one of the amazing bridges in Philadelphia, and just having a good time. And this was now a habit. Winter arrived, snow, ice couldn't stop me. I bought Under Armour gear, I put on some fancy warm gloves that would work when I touched my phone because they had fancy, you know, connecting to magnetic, whatever the heck, on the gloves, and I just ran no matter what. I was a runner. Over the next year, I was running 2 to 3 times a week. My pace was improving and my distance was improving, and I was improving. I was discovering beautiful new parts of the city of Philadelphia and the state of Pennsylvania that I didn't know existed. I was going on hikes, trail runs. I was making friends with new people because of running, because of this cool thing. I would even run like on vacation. I would bring shorts and shoes that were running shoes and shorts, and I would put them in my backpack. And when I was in the hotel, the first thing I would wake up in the morning is put on my shoes and go for a run. How amazing a feeling that is to discover a new city like this, like running. Another cool thing about running, I don't even know if this is allowed, but I'm just literally running on a railroad right now. I think it's an old railroad, so it's abandoned, but I don't know. But you discover new places. I'm just running on a railroad. I think you, there's no train. Oh my. And it's also cool because you just wake up, you go for a run, you come back, you shower, and you just feel great. Now, usually this is the part of the story where something would go wrong, and it is. When I was running, no one ever told me I looked super cool. No one even said I was the next Usain Bolt. But no, there was no sucky part. There was no down tip to this story. It was just all great. Sure, the suck was there. There were sucky days. There were good days, but there were definitely sucky days. But it didn't matter. It didn't matter because I was a runner, and this is what runners do. They run through the suck. And the suck isn't even suck anymore. It's just part of the run. It's just part of what you experience as a runner. Because if you run, and I mean if you run at all, you are a runner. And if you exercise, if you play a sport, if you do anything outside to challenge yourself physically, you're an athlete. And 2 years after I laced those shoes up for the first time, 2 years after I met Coach Bennett, 2 years after I went up that hill, I am still a runner, and I still love it. And as you can see, I'm even wearing running clothes right now because I was bringing this camera and all this gear out here because it's just a beautiful, beautiful park. But what better way to experience a beautiful park than going for a run? And after I'm finished talking to you guys, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. But I usually run 2 to 3 times a week now. Usually once on Tuesday morning, maybe that's a speed run. Once on Thursday morning, which is usually a shorter, easy run. And usually once on a Sunday, which is a longer run. Occasionally I'll venture to a new trail or see a new park or just go for a run with friends. And I just wanna briefly talk about the major benefits that I've noticed from running. The first thing is cardiovascular fitness, and you would be surprised where this improved cardiovascular fitness comes in. Of course, I can run longer. Of course, I can go for walks and do better. But lifting weights at the gym, I actually don't get tired as quickly. I used to think, you know, it's because my muscles are just tired. But no, there's some cardiovascular fitness that plays a role when you're lifting weights. So I was able to lift more weights in the gym from running. But that improvement came in the first 30 days. The more important improvement and the more powerful improvement, and the whole reason I'm making this video, is because of the other changes that came 2 years after I started running. I have improved awareness of my thoughts. My mental toughness has skyrocketed. I have more discipline with waking up, studying, and working, if you call it work, which is this YouTube channel. I get to hang out with other runners, and now I know what the word fartlek means. But I want to focus on the mental toughness part for just a little bit because it's such an important part of why running is amazing. I was on a particularly hard run one day on the scorching streets of Philadelphia and I was ready to quit. But Coach Bennett, as if he magically read my mind, which he often does, said, you know what, listen, suck happens. But when suck happens, when you push through the suck, that's where change happens. That's when you grow. That's where you become stronger. And I thought, okay, if that's where the change happens, I want to make this run suck a lot. I like the suck. I want the suck. And then a couple days later, I was listening to a podcast and I heard Jocko Willink on the podcast. If you don't know him, he's this ex-Navy SEAL, badass, super cool guy. And he was saying, you know, when he experiences something tough, when he sees something tough, he thinks in his head, especially during a workout or something like that, okay, it's tough. So the toughness doesn't matter. It's all in your head. You can push through it. He says, you know what? It's just tough. Okay, it's hard.
Anything sucks. I like it. I like it. It's gonna make me tougher. It's gonna give me a good story to tell.
I guess the 1, 2, 3 punch here was when I was listening to a podcast with Dr. Andrew Huberman. And he talked about dopamine in this kind of cool way, and especially dopamine when you're doing something hard. And he said you can train your brain to actually release dopamine, release this kind of good chemical, this motivating chemical when you're experiencing hard things. And you can even trick it. And you can say, listen, okay, this is hard. This is really hard, but you know what? I'm enjoying the hard part. I like the hard part. I'm just one of those people that enjoys the suck. And if you keep telling yourself in your head, you know, this is hard, but I love it. I love the hardness. I love how painful it is. I love pushing through it within reason. Of course, you can start to train yourself to enjoy the pain, to enjoy the struggle. I like the inability to breathe. I like it. And it kind of worked. It was like this feeling of happiness and excitement and just a good feeling, almost like I was tricking myself into getting the runner's high when this was all going on. And now I love the pain. I love the struggle. It's part of what makes me happy. It's part of where I get enjoyment when I run. And here's the cool part, now I can do this when I work out, when I study long hours, when I'm doing anything hard. I can train myself to enjoy the struggle. I am actually enjoying the feeling of my legs being lit on fire. I'll tell you, this running thing, it can still get you. It can definitely still get you. I was feeling super confident. And I was gonna go for a really long run today, like an hour and a half run, 90-minute run. It's like day, I don't know, got 130 run year, like year and a half into this. And sometimes it can be hard. Like I felt really good going into it. And then I was running and my legs were kind of tired. And I just didn't have the normal motivation, the normal like good feelings that I get from running. So I had to cut it short. It kind of sucked, but I still feel better than after I started. I mean, I felt really good before I started, but I feel even better after I finished, even though it wasn't necessarily, you know, the best, most perfect run. It was still a toughie. Running is still gets me sometimes. Okay, but I'm still gonna do it. But this embrace the suck mindset was leaking into everything I did. It transformed me. It transformed my life. Waking up earlier, no problem. Pushing it just a little bit harder in the gym, I like that. I like pushing it harder in the gym, staying a little bit longer at the hospital, working a little bit extra on a YouTube project. You know, that's who I am now. Running has made everything better for me. The health effects are great, sure, but the truly amazing thing, the truly fantastically powerful thing, the reason I am making this video is running has catalyzed changes in my life that I never thought possible. Struggles will appear everywhere in life, sure, but that's okay because I am a runner. What is the next hill I can climb? So running has bled in a good way into every single thing I do, and it's even bled into my morning routine. And there are things I wish I knew before I finalized my morning routine. For example, if you aren't doing certain things, you aren't optimizing your circadian rhythm, which means you aren't optimizing the amazing molecular boost you could get in the morning from cortisol, norepinephrine, and epinephrine. And this is something I call the jumpstart trifecta. And these are just 3 evidence-based techniques that I now do every single morning to make sure I'm at peak performance when I wake up. And I explain these 3 things and 7 other things in an exclusive companion video I have on Nebula. Also, in a week or 2, I'll release my next video, which is called The Magic of Exercise, where I delve into the research and the actual evidence to, is exercise actually worth it? Will it actually make us live longer? Does it make us think better? Or is it just all nonsense? But if you can't wait and you actually want to watch that next YouTube video right now, you actually can, because it's live right now on Nebula. And that's because I put all my YouTube videos up 2 weeks early on Nebula. So if you sign up to Nebula using my special link, first of all, you'll get 20% off using my link, so make sure you do that so you can get the good deal. You'll also get access to my exclusive companion videos, which are only ever gonna be on Nebula. You can see next week's YouTube video, because that's early and already posted on Nebula. And you'll also get access to my Nebula class on studying smarter, not harder, because that's included in this whole Nebula deal. So head to nebula.tv/Zach Highley, or click on any of the links I'll put in a comment and the description down below, and you can see all that stuff right now. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Look how pretty it is behind me though. That is damn pretty.